Welcome back to the Real Estate Renovators, the show designed to help real estate agents navigate through the current proverbial shitstorm and pop out the other side. And as always, I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts. My name is Jason Cunningham, and to my right is the Persian princess, Big Rex, our legal eagle. How are you, Rex?
I'm very well, mate. Yourself?
Very good. I don't mind the ensemble there, a bit of vest sort of behaviour. I think it's okay.
Pretty warm today, so.
Yeah, plus you're trying to flex. And pie in the sky. I didn't even know where I came up with the pie in the sky. But Pistol Pete, how are you, Petey?
How are you, Jace? Thanks for the intro.
Good to see you, pal. And everyone's favourite, this country's #1 recruiter. People and culture is her game. She is an absolute rock star, and she's wearing some, we call it chic or chic?
Chic.
Chic.
Yeah.
Is Chanel. Hey, Chanel, how you doing?
You know what? These introductions get better and better, and my head is going to burst into confetti.
Well, that's what I want. That's the whole name of the game, so that Chanel's head will pop off. So what's going on, Chanel? What are we wearing today?
Today we're going, I don't know, it's not so much winery chic. It might be like, I don't know, like interview, but then heading out afterwards chic. I want to go with. Like, it's quite an elaborate
Looks good.
vibe. Thanks.
Chanel is one of the greatest gifts that God put on this earth. So that is called interview, going out a bit later, chic.
I'm going to go with that. Why
Yeah,
not?
okay.
You know, it's a vibe.
So what are we going to talk about today, Chanel?
Well, today we've got, I don't think he needs any introduction, Mr. Zed Real Estate, as most know him, Zed Nasheet. So Zed is someone, I guess, there's no one in real estate where you can bring up the name Zed and they won't know who Zed is. But what I really want to start with is, you know, who is Zed Nasheet? Who are you as a person? And then let's talk about your story and how it all sort of came to fruition for you in real estate.
Thank you, Chanel. Thank you, Jace. And thank you, Rex, for having me out here.
Hey, right, what about Pete?
Hey, Pete, legend. Sorry, I didn't forget about you, mate.
You're all good, Zed. You're all good.
Thank you so much for having me out here. Zed came to this country at the age of 12. I'm a migrant, just like a lot of people out there, with no English. And I was young, hungry, and I've been brought up in poverty. So I guess the best thing that happened to me was when we did land in this beautiful fortune and opportunity in here, we saw endless opportunities. And we saw that you can be anybody you want to be because there's no such thing as class. Back in the Middle East, I'm sure that Rexy will probably agree with this, or somewhere in Europe or wherever, Middle Eastern or Mediterranean countries, there's something called as class. Yeah. So if you're a lawyer, you're better than me, and if you're an accountant, you're better than me, and if you're a taxi driver, we're not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
So we saw that everybody's equal in here, and everyone has equal rights in here, and that's what I love. So I started off as a hot dog boy. I'm a hot dog boy to learning the skills of soft selling, upselling, and asking the power of asking the question. It's led me to where I am today.
Wow, so were you a hot dog boy in Melbourne?
Yeah, I was a hot dog boy in front of CQ.
Yeah.
In front of all the clubs in
Melbourne.
You haven't been there. That's all right. Yeah, I was a hot dog boy there.
There you go. And so, Zed, what I want to ask is you're a very controversial figure in real estate. You know, everyone's got something to say about you. And I can imagine that would be hard. You know, how do you sort of navigate through all the controversy that comes with being Zed?
I think self-acknowledgement is something really, one thing that I've embraced myself. I live my life for myself. I've never brought in harm to anybody else out there. So if you start living for yourself and you know that people's opinions don't matter, you just do life for yourself. And if there's something that you're after, work for it, and put all your heart and soul into it, you will just get there. I don't care what people say about me. If you did worry about people, even if I was to bring Jesus down tomorrow afternoon, people will still say that he needs a haircut.
Yeah. It's very, very good for me.
Have you used that line before? That's a good line.
I've used it so many
I
times.
can tell. It's like the Kmart line. I know when someone's used it before.
I've actually heard a saying very similar to that, not with the Jesus comment, but your opinion of me doesn't really matter. That's your business, not my business. And I think that's very important. I was talking to your cousin, Waleed, who's a good man. And I know that you're a very family man, family-orientated man, should I say. And he told me about, being in Afghanistan, a war-torn country, then moving to Pakistan, and then coming to Australia. And I guess one could look at that through two different lenses. And the paradigm that you see it is opportunity. For mine, I think that we're all a bit of a creature or a creation from our family of origin. Can you tell me the impact that your family's had on you? I know you've got 3 older brothers, is that right?
That's correct.
Mum and Dad, can you share with us their impact on you and where you are today?
Sure. Zed Real Estate is run by a group of 4 directors, including myself, and we run it within, it's a family-owned business. And one thing that really does motivate me in order to do anything in life is pretty much my family and the culture. I want to do everything I can so I can give back to my parents, because Dad had everything, and during the war zone, he lost everything as well.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's what drives me right now, to be able to conquer and build the tallest tower in the country.
Yeah. I think sometimes we take for granted this country that we live in. I mean, I've lived here my whole life. My parents have lived there their whole life. My grandparents lived here their whole life, and their parents lived here their whole life. I mean, we were the original, like straight off the boat sort of behaviour. And we've known nothing else. And then we've come through COVID, and a lot of us have been really impacted. I mean, my business partner's from Syria, and Syria is a country that is war-torn. He's a Christian Syrian, so they get persecuted by their own people, and they came to Australia. And I remember talking to his father when he was alive, and I said, Charlie, why did you come to Australia? And he said, back in the war days, when the Australian soldiers came through Damascus, which is the capital of Syria, they gave the kids lollies, right? And we have no idea in this country what it's like to live in a country like that, and to experience the persecution and the absolute shitstorm that's going on there. And despite the fact that it would have been terrible, it's sort of a gift for you, Zed, I feel. And just the way you just opened, straight off the bat, the way he communicated and the way you shared that story with us, honestly, it was quite touching.
Legend, you brought up COVID. COVID, I feel like it was a good wake-up call for everybody. Now, COVID gave me time to sit back and just chill and relax, because I'm running like 1,000 miles an hour, and sometimes I do forget that I'm a human. I'm not a sales machine. And that's when I can talk about the book that's coming out, The Sales Machine.
So, you know what?
Like how I threw that in there?
I've never seen a plug this early in the show. That's like real like, I mean, you know, Chanel was hitting up our guests to try and get recruiting fees later. But Zed's like just leapt in. He's going to pull the cousin's going to come in and just drop the book out in half. Sorry, bro.
That's all right. So this pandemic, I learned to work harder on myself than I did in my job force. I gained 10 kilos. And if I would have put my attention to all the negativity that's going on out there in the world, like my dad watched the TV at 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Imagine that negativity, because I feel like the biggest virus was the news itself. How many times do you want to watch that negativity? I needed to stay focused. I need to do all the things that I've always wanted. And the best thing is, like, a lot of people are so worried, like, I'm going through stress, I'm going through anxiety, depression. That's all fucking bullshit. Are we allowed to swear here?
No, fuck no.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Sorry.
Rex almost said, see you next Tuesday, if you know what I mean. Okay. So I don't swear. Chanel's got a real potty mouth, and he speaks like a sailor, this bloke. And don't worry about my BF in Queensland. He is garbage now.
All right, let's cut off Jason's bullshit for a minute. So
fair point, though.
When I meet with every single successful person I meet, particularly in real estate sales, because they're the people that I'm meeting all day, every single day, the most successful people have their why. So what is their reason why they're doing what they do? And when I ask that question, the most successful agents always have a very clear and distinctive answer. So you've touched on that by saying that your family is your why. That's one, I guess, component of it. So what is your why? Where do you get this drive from? What are you trying to achieve? And what is your why?
Number one, my why is my family. Number two, my why is you only live once in your life, so you might as well live in a big house and die in a big house. You come naked anyways. They make nice houses and nice cars for a reason. I don't see any reason why I can't be a part of it. I don't see any reason why anyone else can be a part of it. You're going to die anyway, so you might as well die big, pretty much. So my why is to be able to achieve that financial freedom so I can help others around me, especially my countrymen out there, especially the people that are in need. I want to be invincible so I can help others around me. And that's one thing that actually really drives me. I'm not money driven, don't get me wrong. I'm mainly legacy driven so I can leave something behind. And I feel like there's not enough people. I mean, I work for different organizations. It was all about them.
I want to go back when you say you work for organizations. You've made a name for yourself in 18 months or so since you've been on yourself. And you've made such an impressive name, not joining a franchise, not doing anything, doing it on your own personal name. How did you do it?
Can I give you a tip before he answers? I mean, I shouldn't be answering on behalf of Zed, but one big quality is the fact that his name is just one letter, Zed.
It's actually Z-E-D. Do your bloody research.
I don't do research, for fuck's sake. Everyone knows that. I don't even attend the meetings. I thought this was going to be a podcast for the love of God. But I thought, how's this guy's like Zorro, you know what I mean? He's got like one letter. Of course he's going to be a marketing fucking genius. Sorry, Zed, you should answer your own questions, and I should shut up. Or according to Chanel, let's cut Jason's bullshit out of this.
But back to you, Zed. How did you do it? How did you go from not a no name, but you don't have a brand? So you went from a no brand to who you are today, where you've been on every single TV show that I can think of. I think you're in the Guinness Book of Records for the fastest selling agent. You've got your own podcast. You've got so much stuff happening in your life. You drive Lamborghinis to open for inspections. How did you do it in 18 months?
Well, in real estate or in sales or in life, people buy you first before they buy your product. So they need to like you. I could work for the world's biggest organizations, and if they don't like your personality, they don't like your drive, they don't like the value that you put onto the table, it doesn't mean anything. I could work for the biggest brand out there, but if I come down to your house and say, okay, I've done this, I've done that, they're not interested in that. They want to know the person that's going to represent me, how much money is he going to make me? It's simply a business transaction. How do I do it? You simply don't stop working. You do not stop working at all. You work 24 hours a day.
And your culture. I know I've met some of your team members and and it's a very good-looking crew as well, by the way, if I may add.
Just always going back to that.
Have you met his crew?
No, but just take a pause from that, bro. You always gravitate back to...
Jace, you were creeping 5 minutes before.
Oh, hang on, that was off air. That was off air. I can do anything off air.
I just want to know his recruitment. Is it through modelling agencies or do you actually hire salespeople? Because... And your culture, everyone seems so in tune that you guys dress alike, you act alike. Like, how do you cultivate that?
I sold the CEO of Foxtel's house in Brighton, and I was so intrigued by this guy's personality. Now, when I first walked in there, I said, I want to learn from you, because life is always about learning. Once you learn, you can move the L and you can just earn physically, financially, mentally. I'm always about learning. So I sat down and I asked the question. I said, Kevin, how did you do this? He said, when I ran Foxtel, I had 2,200 employees. It cost the same thing as if you were to hire a non-good-looking to a good-looking. So you might as well hire good-looking because sex sells. And that's the CEO of Foxtel we're talking about here. And I understand that this comment can be brutal.
It can be.
That's true.
But the reality is, people feel comfortable. They buy me first on the basis of the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I present. First impression is always last impression. If I was to go out on a date and if I've got a ripped shirt here, she's going to judge me. People judge you all the time, so you might as well get judged in the right way. So talk about culture. I'm not a boss. I hate being a boss. I've been around bosses. It is the worst feeling ever as an employee. I'm a leader. I'm the hardest working person out there, and I live my life. And nothing excites me more for my staff to drive the same Lamborghini, to drive have the same house or financial status. I want to make sure that everyone else around me, if I'm making money, it's up to them. If I worked at Macca's, I'll clean the desks first the tables first before I even go out there and tell my staff what to do.
Zed, you mentioned something before that I know Pete is big on, which was around legacy. And I gravitated towards that, mainly because Rex pushed me closer. But no. Pete, you speak a lot about legacy and the book Legacy and about the New Zealand All Blacks and all that sort of stuff. How important have you seen in your world, Pete, around legacy and creating a legacy? Because for me, it's not about Zed.
Yeah.
It's about everyone else. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, on the surface, it's like I got a Lambo, blah blah blah. It's not that shit. Get it, do whatever.
I don't even know what type of Lambo it is.
But for you, it's...
You had an i8 as well.
I don't even know what type of cars they are.
But Rex knows every single one of your employees, just by the way. So Pete, can you touch on us? Or don't touch on us. Well, you can't because you're in Brisbane. Share with us your views on legacy and how it relates to Zed's story.
What I find interesting in what Zed's just said in the last couple of minutes is that you talk about your people and that your legacy is that you're wanting to build a team and help your team around you. That in itself, Zed, how do you bring someone into your business and turn them into part of your legacy? Like what do you look for in people? What sort of legacy do you want to leave behind?
I don't like the average mindset. I always ask them what their drives are, what their goals are. Because this world, there's a lot of average thinking people between 9 to 5. So the first question I ask them, what are your goals? What's your mission? What's your vision? And is there a deadline to it? That's one thing that drives me. And if you are looking to hire people, look at their ambitions. Kids are a great motivator for salespeople. If you got kids, that's what makes you want to work harder. I think perspective is what drives them and what drives me.
You know what I enjoyed about that point there? Not only the fact that I just drank water on air, but also...
By the way, I don't have any kids. Not that I'm aware of. I knew you were going to say that.
No, what I enjoyed about that point was, do you have a goal and a vision, but most importantly, do you have a set date?
Yeah.
And I think when you put a timeline or put a date on something, you know, if you're trying to get in shape, you know, there's two ways to do it, right? You could get up there and say, look, I'm a few kilos over, I want to drop a few pegs. Or you could say, by the 15th of December, I'm going to lose 6 kilos and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do cardio, weights, eat this, do that. And when there's a date on it, it really makes yourself accountable. And there's two different types of accountability, self-imposed or accountability put on you. And it's always the former, that self-imposed accountability that works. And you sound like a self-driven person and you want to attract self-driven people.
Well said, well said. One of the biggest, I guess, examples that I could use in my staff members at Zed Real Estate is Claudia Michaels, which you are friends with. Mm-hmm. She didn't come from any real estate background at all, but she was a people's person. Mm. And I told her, I said, you don't need any experience, but what you put out is what you will receive. The energy you put out is the energy you will receive. I didn't say this, Albert Einstein said it. Mm. So as long as you believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in your own ability, how do you expect people to deal business with you? Mm.
Can I touch on what you do with your team, Zed? So something I've noticed a lot with what Zed does with his team, which a lot of real estate agents don't do, is that yes, everyone knows Zed Real Estate, but everyone also knows Claudia Michaels. Now you've got, Chelsea and Monique. These names come to me so quickly because you give them the ability to be their own person or their own they've created their own identity around real estate where people know Claudia, that people know Chelsea, people know Monique because they're promoted. Is that intentional? Do you sort of give them all the tools to then self-promote, or are they just sort of doing that on their own because you're hiring the right people?
I'm very big on social media, Chanel, and your social media is your personal website. It's a 24-hour job. So what you put out is exactly what you're going to receive. On your social medias, if you keep creating content and it's valuable content, people will follow you. I've never ever told my staff members to do this, to do that. I never boss them around. I get 99.9% of my leads from my social media. I don't have a personal database like a lot of estate agents do. So I've told them, if you want to create that brand for yourself, use social media to leverage. It's where people are. And if this is what you want to do, this is what makes me money. Yeah. And if you're willing to go towards that path, you're more than welcome to join in. And I'll give them advice on that.
Zed, how do you use your social media to attract sales, attract listings, etc.? What do you do that's different to other agents?
Well, to start off with, Zed Real Estate, it's specifically designed, when you look at the website, it's all luxury houses. And when you want luxury, you got to make it, look like that first. At the start, when I wasn't selling these type of houses, I faked it till I made it. I wear a fake Rolex. I'm going to be honest with you. I wear a fake, I don't know. It was everything about me was fake. I'll be honest with you. But I was young. This is not a fake Rolex, right?
No, you saw me looking at it. I just went straight away. Is that real? What the fuck is it? And as I sort of leant over, get your fucking eyes off my watch, big boy. Chef, can you just reach for his wallet? It's just over there, bro. Pick up on him. Yeah.
How do I use social media? What's Australia's population? Can you answer it?
26.5 million.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go, Numbers 9.9 million Instagrammers, 16 million active Facebookers, 16 million active YouTubers, 4.6 million LinkedIn, 6.4 million Snapchatters. What does that tell you? Every single Australian is on social media. Social media, if you don't get onto it right now, you will fall behind. I don't care what business you're in. And if you think you're a professional, you will fall behind. Social media is a personal website. You want people to reach out to you, put in good content in there. Social media is a personal website. Now, are you going to put drunk photos on your social media? No, because your clients are going to most likely follow you. Your friends are judging you. Your cousins are judging you. Your family are judging you. How was your date? Unfucking believable. And then your dad's going to pass on the same energy to his friends.
So let me ask you a question, big boy, with the real Rolex. So you're up and about.
Where'd you find this guy?
Just I sleep underneath the bridge just down there. So you're up and about, right? You got a heap of energy, but you're not like this all the time, surely. What happens? Surely there's times in your life when you're flat, you're feeling shit. What do you do to bring yourself up like this?
Because of COVID right now, I haven't been anywhere. I work really hard for 3 months and I just fly out and I spoil myself. And when I say I spoil myself, I literally do whatever the fuck I want to do. I fly out 14 days, 15 days. There's no such thing as economy class. Bam, just go spoil yourself, refresh, come back, meditate. Gratitude's the only thing that I do. I pray all the time. Every single morning before I leave the house, I go, thank you, God, for giving me another beautiful day that I can make a difference in somebody else's life.
I'm hearing this about gratitude so much at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone is telling me that the secret ingredient to getting up and about, getting your head straight, you need a bit of this as well, big fella, is about gratitude. You know, too often we look towards the negative. Yeah. You know, we try to find, the negative part of our life. But in actual fact, we've got so many things to be grateful for.
Yes, 100%.
And in meditation and being grateful, I'm hearing it everywhere at the moment.
Jace, your health is your biggest wealth.
Yeah.
If you don't have any health, what are you going to do with the money?
Yeah, I know.
Let's look at Steve Jobs for an example. He had all the money. What do you do to it? You can't take it to your grave. So you might as well be spontaneous, live for the moment, do life for yourself. You're asking why Zed Real Estate is expanding so quick because we literally just do what's right for us and we do it the way we want to. That adds value. I don't even know any other real estate agent in Melbourne, but they all know of the brand.
Well, I want to touch on that as well, Zed. So I also, with my social media, with my business, was very active on social media, particularly in the first sort of year of building my business. I've been bullied, harassed, told I was arrogant, which I'm sure you've had these experiences.
And they all happened on set. You like that, big fella? Where are we, Rex? I'm just about to blow away. I feel like I'm Alice in Wonderland here.
It's fucking windy
come
outside.
to my penthouse where you might blow away. What about the sound? He's fucking killing himself. Can you close the window, Rex, for the love of God?
the windows are
She's
closed.
just about to ask a cracking question.
I'm asking you now. I've lost no.
No, you're bullying.
Bring it back.
I was never bullied.
It was all Rex.
Bullied, harassed, I've had the most horrific comments said to me that I'm sexualizing myself, that, my business is all about me. I only hire pretty girls because, I'm just trying to attract men, like the worst possible things. And it didn't deter me. And I kept using social media. And I would say the same as you, 99.99% of my business leads come from Instagram and social media. And I think it's because people know who they're dealing with because they can see me. They see me talking. They see me interacting with people. They see my photos come up. No, I don't post drunk photos or anything like that, but they know who they're dealing with. So my question is, we can both see the benefit of social media and how big that influence is and how much business we've generated from it. Why do you think agencies aren't doing that? Why do you think all directors aren't doing that and all agents aren't doing that? Why are they stuck in their old ways?
Number one, I love what you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Good on you. Not only your job is about people, but it's about fashion, the way you represent yourself. People's opinion doesn't have to be your reality. People's opinion don't pay your fucking bills, okay? And if I would have listened to, including my own loved ones around me, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am right now. Self-reliance is the best thing. You live life for yourself. You only live once. Just do it the way you want to. And coming back to you, social media, it's irrelevant. I'm good that they don't know what they're doing right now. I'm happy for them because they don't even know how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Australia is 50 years behind using social media in comparison to Los Angeles and the States. Every single state agent up there, they're doing some crazy stuff. They jump in the pools. The recruiters are doing some amazing stuff out there. Why are we so behind? We're behind.
Yeah.
We're 50 years behind.
We're conservative.
But why do you think that is? That's my question. Why?
I think it must be a
why
cultural
are we
it's
so
great.
conservative?
I think it's great.
Yeah,
that
you
they're
want
like
everyone
that.
to be behind.
Hey, no. I don't want them to be behind. This is what I want them to do. This is a good wake-up call for them. It's like Google AdWords. I remember 9 years ago, I went into a seminar and one of the speakers said, Zed, hard copy marketing is going to go away, blah, blah. And everyone laughed at the speaker. Oh, you know what? Internet's going to take over. Look at what fucking happened. Everyone laughed at them. Social media, Google AdWords back in the days. Oh, who's going to jump on Google?
Well, that's what I think now. Everyone was laughing about it, and now I've got every second real estate agency calling me, asking me to recruit a social media and brand manager. It's not too late. It's definitely not too late. But if COVID did anything,
open up another department and charge money.
Well, I actually am. Yeah, that's 2021 coming soon. We do have a digital marketing business coming.
But can you have a brand manager, or does it have to be authentic? Because social media is you. It's your brand. You can't
This is interesting.
fabricate that, can you? Like your social media is you. It's not fabricated. It's who you are.
It is me, but the clientele I deal with, Rexy, the rich attracts the rich. The rich stay with the rich. The rich isn't going to hang around with somebody poor. And let's get this right. I've been there and I walk into every single person's house out there and they judge me on the basis of what I wear, how I dress, how I speak, what car I drove. And that's why social media, they jump on social media first before they even hire me. I had their kids on social media. I had their cousins on social media. I had their bloody business on social media. I literally stalk them. They stalk me first and I stalk the fuck out of them before I even go out.
We better do business with this guy so he leaves our kids the fuck alone. Hey, I want to just say one thing. You know what? You are a very authentic person.
Thanks,
so
James.
I don't want you to listen to that.
It's not about me, guys, but thank you.
No, it's not. It's about Rex. Hey, Pete, I know you're big on brand awareness and your authenticity and what you've done with your business. Can you share some light as to what you've seen? I know you've been following Zed, stalking, call it whatever you want, for a long time now. What have you seen that really sort of pops out for you?
The thing that I think Zed's done quite well, and you know, there's some people that just stay at that sort of very flashy sort of end of their marketing and their brand. But I think, Zed, what you've done is quite clever, is you bring some humility to it as well. You know, rather than actually just being Lamborghinis and Rolex watches. Because I think, personally, you know, I don't subscribe to that. You know, like that does not impress me.
Okay.
Well, should we say
Rolex watches?
Should we say he only had one Rolex by the end of the show?
It's not that I don't appreciate quality and things like that, but me personally, I don't subscribe to that. But what I subscribe to is that you know, your story and what you stand for. So I think if you go down that route of just having one-dimensional branding, you could actually cut a lot of the market out. You know, and that was one of the questions before when the guy said, "Oh, we're bringing Zed on the show." I sort of had a look at what you did on social media. I've never met you. I took what you were from a social presence, and you know, on first value, I was like, "Oh my God, this is so flashy." But it was only when I actually saw you talk about what was in your heart that actually connected me to what you stand for.
But respectfully, Pete, maybe that's Zed's strategy. Maybe Zed only wants to attract that type of clientele.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. And so you're niching up and saying, you know what? If you don't like it, get the fire truck out of here.
No. I'm not better than everybody else.
No, I never said that. You're from a war-torn country.
Yes.
You know, you'll never forget where you come from.
100%.
Never forget that, boy.
Jace, I sold 128 homes when I worked at LJ Hooker that year. I made over 1.4 million gross commission, okay? I did half the amount of transactions being in the prestige market, and I worked smarter but not harder. And they were judging me. Now, when you look at my social media, you probably think, look at this arrogant guy. Never ever judge a book by its cover, because you don't know the background I've come from. And I'll never ever forget where I've come from. I want to make sure that every single kid gets the exact same experience. Now, when they see my car in the neighborhood, I literally take them for laps.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I want to know that I'm a part of that little kid's inspiration.
Do you take 47-year-old accountants in your Lamborghini? I'd love to go in the Lambo.
Like, I'll let you drive it if I get to sell your house right now.
I've actually got a question. So my question is, Jay, zip it. Bloody hell, right?
Like that, we're friends.
So true story. I had a friend of mine who had listed a property with another agent, had the property on the market for quite a while, called Zed Real Estate. Claudia Michaels came out and sold that property within 24 hours. And these are friends of mine. They didn't know that I knew who Zed Real Estate was. They didn't know that I knew who Claudia was. And they said it was like insane. She just came, and they were out of Melbourne. They were in Geelong as well. So she came to Geelong, was the most incredibly humble person, and sold that property within 24 hours. How do you do it? Like, you're the fastest selling agent in the world. You've got this team that are just insane with their customer service. Like, how do you do it?
We breathe, sleep, think about real estate 24 hours. This is a lifestyle. It's not a job. You know, you don't get paid on what you want. You get paid on what you deserve. And when money is in front of you, you present it to the vendor. How do we do it? You literally just don't stop. When you get an offer, you close a deal. Most real estate agents all around the world, and I'm not just going to generalize, I've seen it personally myself, when people walk through, they're open for inspections, they take their name and number and let them walk through. No, you don't fucking do that. You hold their fucking hand and you walk them through. Don't just say, look at how beautiful that kitchen is. You need to know, look at that onyx marble that there is. You got floor to ceiling tiles. You got Gaggenau appliances. You got Miele appliances. Check out the views. It's insane. You know what? We've got another offer on the table. If you don't make an offer right now, you're going to miss out on this opportunity. Who cares if you pay extra $200,000? Because at the end of the day, guess what? You're not going to lose money in real estate and land because God doesn't make land anymore. So fucking buy it right now, would ya? I'm going to even answer in half an hour.
You know what I love about that? Sorry, Jace, I'm going to cut you off again.
You got money in front of you? Fucking eat it.
Well, you know what I love about what you do is that you don't just talk about it, you do it. And the perfect example was a couple of months ago, it was actually probably 5 months ago, before COVID, we booked a dinner, bunch of us girls going out for dinner. We had Claudia at 8 o'clock, beautiful night. It was midnight by the time she texted us and said, are you still out for dinner? I just closed the sale. That kind of work ethic on a Saturday night, and I don't know if anyone here hasn't met Claudia, she's the most stunning looking, beautiful person you've ever seen in your life. She looks like a human mannequin. She's just beautiful. And we're all out here sitting, enjoying our drinks and dinner, and Saturday night, and she's finishing up at midnight. That kind of work ethic for anyone is insane. So I guess, for agents, when you're sitting there, crying about the fact that you're not writing the numbers that you're writing, you should look at someone like Zed and his team and Claudia and look at their work ethic. Because that kind of work, it doesn't just happen because of brand and social media. It's that drive in you that just, where does your team get it all from?
I think it's, again, perspective is what drives them. Claudia Michaels has a family and she wants to succeed. My perspective is my family. My family is what drives me. And that's when it comes down to, again, hiring, recruiting. What's your drive? What drives you, in life? What are your ambitions in life? And that's what will drive you.
Can I just add, from what you said, I do developments on the side.
I've sold this guy's house.
Yeah, not my house, but one of my developments.
One of them, sorry. Sorry, just one of them.
But Rex, he rolled in with a for sale board up to the apartment as well. He'd done that out. That's dedication. I mean, you can talk about Claudia fucking Michaels all you like. The bloke was hanging out on the harness and...
Claudia, I'm sorry if you watched it.
Let me finish my story.
Sorry, mate.
I went through 2 different agents before recruiting you, and one was a local agent in the area that I had the development in. They went for an auction and didn't get the price we want. We engaged you very late in the piece, gone through 2 agents already and an public auction. You sold it in record time, in my opinion anyway, and got a better price than both of them. How do you do something like that? When it's already been in the market with 2 different agents and for a public auction for a local agent in the area that I was, and it was going Waverley, I think, from that development.
Yeah, that's it. Firstly, people don't hire you because you're a local real estate agent. People hire you because you're a salesman, you're a marketer, you're a negotiator. As a real estate agent, you're not just an agent. You're a marriage counselor, you're a psychiatrist, you're a fucking PE teacher, you're an interior designer, you're a builder, you're a town planner. So you need to know and gain knowledge in every single aspect. So when the buyers give you an objection, you need to fight it back. Don't say, oh, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to think about it, I'll get back to you. So when you've got money in front of you, say, all right, if you can't afford $1.8 million, that's okay. What are you willing to pay? 1.5? Put in fucking writing, transfer the deposit right now, and then that's when the negotiation starts. And most people say, you know what, they can't handle objections. So being able to practice your pitch before you go out to see a client, that's what makes us different and creating that urgency.
Point out what happened, if you don't mind me talking. I'm the
That's
vendor,
right, yeah.
so it was all right. You didn't get me the price I exactly wanted for that development, but you negotiated your commission with me, which no other agent ever did before. You dropped what you're going to get paid, so I get what I get paid. And I thought that was noble of you.
I did that because I don't work for the money now. It's my passion that drives me. Yeah, money is good, but when you do more than what you get paid for, that's when you know that you're a valuable person, which is why I'm here. Life isn't just about making transactions here and there, blah, blah, blah. It's about enjoying the process, because when you know that the opposition needs help, you fucking help them. Yeah. So when you put money aside and you focus on the relationship first and that first, that's when the sales come later.
Zed, you spoke a bit earlier about meditation, gratitude, praying. Can you tell me what sort of other work you do on yourself around leadership, personal development, and how you've got to where you are now? I know a fair bit of it's got to do with where you come from, but I'm keen to hear the rituals, the repetition that you do every day to get yourself where you're at today.
Sure. I don't have a routine like a lot of people. They go out to the gyms in the morning. I hate working out in the morning, and I'm not a morning person. Yeah. I wake up at 7:30 in the morning, and I eat healthy. I didn't eat healthy when they announced COVID. I was just having Maltesers and pizza like everybody else,
Maltesers.
And pizza. It's a good mix, mate.
Who doesn't love Maltesers?
Maltesers and French fries.
Yeah.
Good mix. So I put on 10 kilos.
You hide it well.
Again, yeah. So it all comes down to my physical appearance. By that, I mean, you need to treat your body like a temple. And if I don't look good and if I don't feel good, how do I make my clients look and feel good about themselves?
I'm feeling worse about myself as this segment goes along, to be honest with you.
I've got a quick question. So what I really want to know as well is that, Zed's very well known for his very eccentric property videos. So I think you were the first agent, and now a lot have followed suit with you, but particularly in Melbourne where you had girls with the signs and the clotheslines and jumping in pools. Where do these ideas come from? Like, what's happening in the mind of Zed? Like, where do you get these concepts and ideas?
It's got rap videos as well.
Rap video, the private jet. Like, where does this? Like, do you just think like I'm going to do this and then make it happen, or where do you draw that inspiration from?
Or what do you think? What do you think of when a salesman, suited up, tied up, so serious? Oh my God, people are already so nervous. You want to take some pressure off their shoulders and create something memorable for them. Yeah, did I, make dances and make a rap video? I fucking did, man. Because why? In LA and New York, we're 50s behind. You should see, and that's why we love watching $1 Million Listings. Look what they do. And if I did something like this, thank God I'm doing it, because you know what? I'm the only one doing it. And when I first started to dress up like Spider-Man 9 years ago, I started property videos in Australia. And they hated me.
And now everyone's following suit and doing them. That's what I find.
It's a trend.
Yeah.
So look,
we've got our own Snoop Dogg here in a Spider-Man fucking outfit. This is outstanding.
Have you heard
Can
I just say, when I was going to wear the Ring Girl outfit, you two laughed at me. Now I'm behind the game and someone else is going to wear the Ring Girl outfit.
I don't even know what the Ring Girl outfit is.
I was all about it and you laughed at me.
No, but I've got Spider-Man and fucking Snoop Dogg next to me. Have you really got like rap videos?
Yeah.
Go belt us out one now. Come on, big boy. Just give us
I'm not a rapper. The rapper did the song.
The rapper does the song.
So what did you just like?
I just acted it.
Can I bring it back to Zed, if that's all right?
I was just talking about Zed.
You're talking about Spider-Man.
Seriously, I'm in your... Candace is gone. I'm a gentle soul, Rex. No, sorry, bro. Okay, go.
Your book. Tell us about your book. What is this book?
The book is called The Sales Machine. How to earn more, learn more, and become the ultimate sales machine.
Is that just for real estate agents or?
Sales.
Any sales?
Sales.
And
it's got to do with people.
I'm a
it's
lawyer.
Got to do with, yeah, you're a lawyer. Read that book and you'll learn how to close more. Not that you need to. You don't need more business. That book is about leadership. That book is providing scripts, dialogues. Every time I read a book, you learn one or two things from it, but they actually don't give you the ingredient behind it. All right, if there's an objection with a buyer or a vendor, your fees are too high, what sort of marketing do you do? What sort of a pitch can I create in order to help them? You want to hire somebody out there, say, sell me yourself, you got 5 seconds. What sort of a pitch do I use? How's your day going? From your voicemail, I'm sorry, I missed your call, please give me a call back. I'm doing unbelievable. When you listen to my voicemail, from the voicemail to sending out text to A to Z, when it comes to selling, that book has it. And I put my heart and soul in the last 7 years. It's about breaking into a luxury market brand. Everybody told me not to, go into Brighton and Toorak market. People are scary out there. People are snobby, blah. They're the easiest people I've ever dealt with. Luxury real estate has been 10 times easier because they're the world's most humble people. They understand hustle. They understand because they've been there, done it. They understand work ethics. It's so hard for me to sell a $500,000 house now because they want everything for free.
I'll tell you what, I'm fucking up and about, Rex. He's pumping me right up. Right? You can feel it on the back of your neck.
He does motivational speaking as well.
Oh my God, I could just had a little shift there. Hey, where's the book, bro? Is it out yet or not?
No, it's not out yet, no. It'll be out, I think I'm aiming New Year's.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Jason's got 2 books himself.
Sorry, Pete.
What does
Now, were you going to talk about my book as well? No, I'm not joking.
God.
Play with it, Petey.
That's the shameless plug if I've ever heard one.
So, pal?
Zed, what does the Zed brand look like in 5 years' time? Where is it going?
We started Zed Real Estate 18 months ago, and we had no idea how quickly we were going to grow. The amount of love we receive from other agents and our supportive clients right now was unbelievable. In 2 years' time, I've bought a building that I didn't even imagine. Now, it's got Zed full stop. At Zed Real Estate, we provide you finance, we provide you architecture, town planning, we're going to build for you, we can do the lawyers. It's a one-stop shop to provide convenience. I want a sales engine where people walk into, there's a Rolls Royce table, you know, in the middle, and it turns, you got Lamborghini shop, you got suit shops, you got barber shops, you got everything. Anything to do with fucking sales, you will find it at Zed Tower. And by the time you walk in, blah, 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 and then when you walk out naked.
So
Accountants as well. There you go. Recruiters. Imagine having a central hub.
You know what we're going to do next episode? Nude. Right? We roll up in a Lambo, and all we're wearing is nothing but a Rolex, baby. Now, how good was Zed?
I've got dark skin, so
Now, again with the white skin, you're doing it to me again.
I'll do that.
Hey, it's been a great episode. I'm up and about, to be honest with you. Zed, you are a rock star, and I think the most brilliant quality that you have is when I spoke to your cousin, Waleed, who's here, and you can't see him because he's behind the camera, but I'm just pointing. I could be pointing to just a random dude. But when I asked your cousin about you, I said, tell me about Zed, the guy with just one letter. He could have told me it was ZED. No, and he said, you know what? My cousin is a caring, giving person that all he cares about is his family and giving to others. And on the surface, as Chanel brought up before about some people can be a little bit nasty on social media, I know you, Chanel. You're a good, honest, authentic person, right?
Thanks, Jays.
All right, say that about Rex, but you... No, Rex, I love you, mate. You know that. But I really want to get this point out. You come across as you're up and about and I'm going to make some coin, but you don't really give a fuck about that. You care about helping others. And it starts with your family. It goes out to your community. And it just, I think...
His team members.
His team members. But that word that you said, legacy and leaving something behind, I commend you on that, bro.
Thank you. Does money bring you happiness?
No.
If I give you $10 million, what are you going to do with it? You got to enjoy what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm all about. To be able to meet like-minded people like yourselves and conquer and have the same mission and keep our circle small. Because Dad has always told me, son, less chooks, less shit.
And on that note, I think we're done. Hey. No, wait. I keep doing it, but Pete's got this thing, right? Well, not that thing.
He's got great teeth.
No, he's got ripping choppers, right? He's got a tip of the week. It's called Pete's cheat sheet, and Rex will remind me every episode. Over to you, big man.
Welcome to this week's Pete's cheat sheet. Do you have a business or do you have a job? Do you contribute so much income to your business that it wouldn't be profitable without it? Check it out. That's my tip for the week.
You know what? He never lets you down.
He doesn't.
Never lets you down. Now, you know he's been in rehab for 3 years, right?
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't really. No, he's an outstanding bloke. He's a good friend. And I can't wait for his premiere to let him come out of the state.
1st of December, I believe.
Oh, he's coming down.
He's coming down.
I'm excited.
He may be staying at my place if you...
You got a lot of room.
I have a lot of room.
Not for too much longer until Zed sells it. Hey, great episode. Zed, you're a star. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done. Chanel, always getting better. Nick Boy and Petey, keep up the cheat sheets. Till next week.